Hello everybody and welcome to Parks Bros. It's Drew here, and today we're back at Knott's. Finally, after 4 months of waiting, we're here for the Taste of Calico event that they have going on right now. It's the third weekend of that, and I'm so excited to try all of these brand new Knott's Berry Farm treats that are filled with boysenberry and chicken and just so many other good things. I'm so excited to get back into the park. I'm beaming right now if you can't tell, but I'm just doing this intro real quick before I need to put my mask on in the car, and let's head in, see some of the security procedures that they have going on right now before we head into the park. So just stepped out of the car. I might be a little muffled because of my mask, obviously, but it is hot today. The high is 97 degrees, so it's going to be interesting standing in all those lines, especially with a mask on, see how interesting that is, because I've not experienced that. I've literally been in my house the entirety of these 4 months. I've maybe gone outside maybe like 10 times in total. And this is definitely my first time back at any park property, really. So this is going to be really interesting to check out and see how everything works. We're about to head under Ghost Rider, which is a very common sight, at least for me. I used to take this walk all the time. But they have chicken dinner restaurant seating in the middle of this lane right here, so I didn't actually have to look both ways to cross the street, or at least one way. So that was kind of weird. First thing is we get to the marketplace, we see some safety measures. Make sure we're doing all these things today, which is going to be quite different to usual. Man, it is so weird to be back, especially in the front entrance. Just went through that safety precaution checkpoint system. They ask you a questionnaire first, whether you've experienced some symptoms, and then if you say yes, you move on to a temperature screening, which is super seamless. You just walk right through, and then, of course, security as usual. And we had bags, so we just had to open it up and show them inside. But now let's head in to Knott's Berry Farm. So we just made it in, super easy process. They have to take your picture just to make sure, you know, you are who you are. Hand sanitizer right out front though, which is awesome. And then of course, welcome to the Taste of Calico. Super excited to be back in the park. Of course, Camp Snoopy is not open for us today, which is kind of a bummer, but it makes sense. I mean, we're not gonna get food over there. We're only gonna get food in Ghost Town, but I'm so happy to be back in here. Oh my gosh, I could cry. So as Ken Parks talks about what's going on at the park at the moment, I just wanted to show off my tasting card, which has all the options on it, and of course a QR code, which is what they're using instead of tabs this time around, which is really cool and innovative, I would say. So they have to scan your QR code. It's the same QR code that's on your paper, but that you'll purchase when you first purchase the ticket. And I'm super excited to try all these things. Oh my gosh, looking at this, it's insane. So once we come into the entrance of Ghost Town itself, they actually have a map showing off all of the locations and even a QR code to download the map, which is really cool. Might use that in a second, but super excited for all of the offerings. So the park is actually quite empty at the moment, at least in Ghost Town, which is the only area really open. But it makes me comfortable, at least with walking around at the moment with everybody wearing their masks and the staff being absolutely amazing about it. But we're gonna head to Sutter's Grill because there's no line. Stopped at Sutter's. I just got the, oh my gosh, the deep fried mac and cheese bites with sriracha, ketchup, and french fries. And we picked up the pulled pork sandwich with french fries. I'm so excited for these. We're gonna head over to the Charleston Circle though real quick to get some gumbo, and we're gonna sit down and eat there. By the railroad now, and they've got the whole setup for summer nights going right now, which is kind of crazy to think about. I wonder if they're gonna have any of these lights turned on at night. But speaking of something that's been turned on, all of the water for the Timber Mountain Log Ride, which we'll get another look at it a little bit, and the Calico Mine Ride have been turned on, and it adds so much to the atmosphere. It's, man, I want to cry so bad right now. Able to successfully pick up that gumbo. So excited to try that. But we're literally right next to hang time right now. Make me so sad. All right, so I'm gonna try out these mac and cheese bites. I gotta set them down somehow. But like, ooh, see that? So good. All right, I'm gonna try it with the sriracha ketchup first, I think. It'll be good. Ooh, the mac and cheese is still hot. The sriracha gives a little kick. That's really tasty. That's so tasty. You know what? Out of 5 boysenberries, I would definitely say that's like a 4. It's not perfect. I feel like there could maybe be like a little more something to the breading maybe, but beside that, these are delicious and you need to get them. So I'm actually here with my girlfriend, Caitlin. She just had the mac and cheese bites. You said 3 without the ketchup out of 5 boysenberries, but 4 with the ketchup. I think that's fair. I think I'd probably agree with that. I don't know if you have to get it, but it's definitely different and really interesting to try, that's for sure. Also, hand sanitizer all day long. Am I right, guys? All right, so pulled pork time. I know it's really loud. I'm sorry about the music. They do have a DJ. There's speakers everywhere. Let's try the pulled pork sandwich. It's got some like fried pickles on it, which is really interesting. That's really good too. I do think the meat is a little dry, so I'm probably gonna say like a 3. But like for the value, you get fries with it too. It's an insane value for one of your tabs. It's crazy. That's really good. You know what? I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go 4. All right, let's try this thing out. It's gumbo. That's got a little kick too. So something I didn't mention with the pulled pork sandwich is that it does have a little bit of a kick with the dry, like the fried pickles, which is really interesting. Caitlin says it's spicier than the sriracha ketchup. I disagree. But gumbo, of course, has a little bit of a kick as well. The shrimp is pretty good. The chicken's pretty good. It's a solid gumbo. I think this is gonna be another 4. This maybe could have used maybe a little more salt potentially, or I don't know. It just needs like something more, I think. So something I want to mention is the awesome fact that both of these meals only cost 1 of those tabs, which is insane. Because these are like full meals with all the French fries that you get for free. It's amazing. Now the gumbo, I mean, you could argue, but I don't know. But out of the 3, pulled pork was definitely the winner for me. Probably followed by the mac and cheese bites and then the gumbo, but I think Caitlin would be probably pulled pork 1, gumbo 2. No?
This was very bland. At least the sriracha ketchup added some like flavor to it.
So 1, 2, 3 for you. So you're agreeing with me?
Yeah.
All right, good to know. So for my ratings out of boysenberries for the 3 dishes, this being the mac and cheese bites, I would probably say 4 because of the sriracha ketchup for sure. 3 without the ketchup. Sliders, 4 definitely. The gumbo, probably a 3 to be honest. Caitlin, you were saying probably about the same?
I was saying a 2.5.
So really cool stuff for summer nights. They actually do have a DJ come up here every once in a while and play a set, which is really cool. But lots of open seating, as you can see. It's really not that crowded at all at the park. So now we've made it over to the Calico Mine Ride. You've actually got an actor up there. You got a town citizen, or a miner, I guess, talking to folks as they pass by. Super cool, I gotta say. It's awesome. But something else that's awesome is seeing the water run on Timber Mountain Log Ride. So we're gonna go take a look at that real quick. So there you have it. No logs coming down today, sadly, but so nice to see the water all up and running. It definitely means that they're doing something with at least setting it up, getting it maybe ready for guests in the future, but we'll see. We've at least got till the middle of September to see anything like that happening. But as you can see, the rest of the park is closed off until Taste of Knott's, which starts at the middle of August, which I will probably be coming back for, because so far this event has been great, especially with the staff. They have made the day so far. All right, so after having some really hot things on this hot summer day, we're having some cold things. We got the boysenberry icy. They did overflow it a little bit, which is fun, so it's going all crazy. And then cucumber lemonade, which I'm very interested to try both of these, so let's go. All right. You actually took some time. Ooh, that's boysenberry. Oh, that's sugary as all heck. Holy crap.
Welcome to an icy.
Ooh. Woo. That is a lot of sugar. A lot of sugar, but really good.
It's an
really
icy,
addicting.
Honey.
I realize that, but I don't have ices. I've never had an icy in my life. So. Also, interesting thing, paper straws. Super cool. And believe it or not, this is actually an icy float. So it's got boysenberry icy, and then it seems to be like vanilla ice cream too, which makes it a really nice combination. Even better with that ice cream added in, honestly. All right, got some napkins. Thankfully, we saved the icy. But now I'm gonna try that cucumber lemonade, see how it is. There is more cucumber than lemon in that lemonade, which I'm not sure how I feel about. I'm not a big fan of cucumber, to be honest, in general. But it's definitely more cucumbery than lemonade-y. It's almost like cucumber water, but with a little bit of lemon. I wish there was a little bit more lemon in that lemonade. So right now for my boysenberry ratings, 5. Easy. That's so good. The more I have that. But the lemonade, 3, 2. I'd probably say 2, honestly.
It's refreshing.
That's about it, really.
Yeah.
So took a seat next to the railroad as well as the Calico Mine Ride. Just wanted to let you know, the DJ pops in when the live actor goes away, and it's vice versa. So just if you're curious when a DJ is potentially going to come out, it'll be after the live actor gets out. But so nice here right now. And I mean, you can see it's quite empty, which is really nice too. I will say how awesome it is to have paper straws in the park finally. Really, I think it was a needed change, especially with everything that's going on in the world. Only problem with that though, with something like an icy that takes forever to drink, the straw is starting to deteriorate quite quickly. So that's the only downfall to paper straws at the moment. So I gotta commend the park on their safety right now, because all the tables are spread apart. I would say probably generally 90% of people are staying a safe distance away from each other. Everyone's wearing their masks. It's being enforced incredibly well. I actually feel really safe at the park right now. I mean, there's hand sanitizer everywhere. It's really being handled quite well. And there's even an announcement by the Vice President, Ken Parks, every about 15 minutes saying, hey, remember, we're following the CDC guidelines, wear your mask at all times unless you're sitting down and eating. And there is a relaxation zone that we might go check out a little later on in the day. But super cool that they're able to handle everything so well at Knott's right now. And it really makes me excited for the parks potentially opening a little sooner rather than later. But we just took a stroll down Ghost Town, and they actually have a bunch of vendors out like their usual festivals, which is really cool. So if you want to check out some honey or hats or a ton of other things that you can buy, you could totally are welcome to. And I gotta say, it is a little more busy in Ghost Town itself compared to across the tracks, but still not that bad. Just came up to Calico River Rapids. They do have hand sanitizer out here too, which is awesome. They do have the refresh station open though, so if you'd like to buy a drink, you can totally do that. There's a wilderness broiler with some food as well. And then over where Mystery Lodge is, they actually have a relaxation zone. So you can go back here, take off your mask, make sure you're at least 6 feet apart from the people around you, and you can relax. It's a really cool thing that they have over here, especially in the place it's at with the waterfall and everything. It's really cool over there as well, and you don't need AC. So if you need to cool off, take off your mask, this is definitely the place to go. Came over to across from the Birdcage Theater to the Fireman's Brigade Barbecue. Got ourselves a boysenberry sausage. Look at that, boysenberry ketchup and boysenberry mustard. Excited to try this. So excited to try this. But I gotta say, it's about 2:30 right now. Still no lines for any of the food over here, which is really absurd to me. I think it's awesome that there's no lines. I was seeing videos of lines all the way straight, all the way there, but not today. All right, we just picked up the boysenberry bread pudding, as well as, oh, I just got some boysenberry butter on my finger, and I haven't taken off my mask yet. But the deep fried biscuit bites. But we're literally in the middle of Ghost Town right now, and it is almost a ghost town. It's kind of insane. We're right across from the blacksmith, and there's this nice little seat and table for 2. So the boysenberry sausage was one of my favorites from, of course, boysenberry festivals past. Tried the boysenberry mustard at the moment. That's delicious. That's so good. The snap is amazing. The actual sausage, the taste of it is so good. Got a little bit of boysenberry in there. That's so good. Like, ridiculously good. 5. I haven't even tried the ketchup yet. That's so good.
Social distance and be mindful of the health signage located throughout.
Now I'm gonna try that boysenberry ketchup on it. I prefer the mustard, and I think that's the first time I'm ever gonna say that. I think the mustard adds a little bit more to it, where the ketchup just kind of adds on to those flavors. That's really good though, regardless. Easily one of my favorite things here. Oh, here we go. That is so good. That melts in your mouth. It tastes like heaven. That's so. The bread pudding is incredible. That's a 5. Boysenberry. Oh my god. I could eat this whole thing, but I won't because I don't want Caitlin to hate me. Tried the bread pudding. I mean, you said 4 because it's more vanilla-y and there's not really any boysenberry that you could taste, which I can agree.
Maybe even 3.5 too.
Ooh.
I mean, like, the sauce is delicious. The cake is just moist. Like, there's nothing to the
It's super
cake.
moist, yeah. But it's super vanilla. That's why I love it. But some boysenberry would be nice, I think. But besides that, 5 for me, easy. Next up is the deep fried biscuits with a boysenberry butter. I've already had the butter because it got stuck on my finger. It was pretty good as butter, really, with boysenberry seeds. Not too boysenberry flavored-ish. Super excited to try the bites, though, with the butter. Okay. This looks good. I mean, it's a biscuit and it's butter. I don't know, I was expecting more sweet, I think, and it's not really sweet. It's almost savory, except for the powdered sugar, really. Yeah, it's not at all what I was expecting. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. It literally tastes like a biscuit with a little bit of a crunch on the outside and then butter with seeds and then some powdered sugar. It's not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting this sweet, like, overload of sugar like all the other sweets we've had today, but yeah, no, I'd probably say maybe 3 for that, because it is just really kind of biscuits and butter, really, which is still amazing, but I think I prefer the regular biscuits and butter over this. Caitlin just gave me this idea of putting the biscuit in the bread pudding sauce, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that. Bottoms up. Okay, that's better. That's a lot better. You're the best. That's so good. Maybe it's just that vanilla sauce though, because that's incredible. So, final ratings for these 3. Definitely 5. Definitely a 5. Probably a 3. Not gonna lie. These are my 2 favorite items so far. The icy being 3rd. Those are both delicious. That's okay. Kind of in the middle of my rankings at the moment. Where would you say?
Number 1, probably out of all of today.
Okay, good.
This, I guess a 3, 2.5, and I'd give that the same, but I'd give it a 4 with a 5 with the sauce. Like, the sauce is amazing.
Interesting.
But the bread itself is like, meh.
Okay, fair. Caitlin loves the sausage so much she got another one. I can't blame her though, it's so good. Something interesting though is the fact that we're getting hole punches through our cards showing off how many things we still have to eat, but the hole punches aren't correct. Like, I should only have 1 more item that I can get on my card and Caitlin should be done, but yet I apparently have 2 items left for some reason, even though I've used 4 of my slots on my card. So it's like almost like they gave us 6 each instead of 5. It's kind of weird how they're doing it. In some places hole punch, some places don't, so it's all depending on the place, I guess. So after we've gotten through a total of 9 out of our 10 items, I am so full right now. It's insane. We're gonna go for the ice cream cookie, which is our last item for the day, but we've only been here for 2 hours, and we've been able to do this much. It has been absolutely empty. We've come on the 3rd Friday that they've held this event, and it's been absolutely perfect. The only thing I would say though is that I would like to see tables being cleaned a little more frequently. I've only seen 1 table cleaned the entire time we've been here, which is a little disappointing, but that's like the only thing that I have to complain about, really. Everything else has been stellar, and Knott has been doing a fantastic job. Don't mind me while I cry, because I can't get on Ghost Rider. Ugh. Hopefully soon. So close, but yet so far. Can't wait to just get back on Ghost Rider eventually. Just got a boysenberry cookie witch. This is insane, but you can get it at Wagon Wheel Pizza. And you can actually get a regular cookie witch over by the train tracks, believe it or not. So we went with the boysenberry this time, right across from Ghost Rider's exit. So excited. And by the way, if you need water at all on a hot day like it is today, with 97 degrees as the high, you can just ask for a cup of water and they'll give you one, which is awesome. All right, final item of the day. Cheers, everybody. That is so good. Really boysenberry-y. The chocolate helps out a little bit. The cookies are probably my favorite part about it. The ice cream is pretty good still, but this is delicious. I'd say 5. 5, easy. That's really good. The cookies are the star of this. The cookies are baked to perfection. So good. So I could see this event being by yourself, easy to take on. The meals wouldn't be, you know, too crazy. 5 tabs is not too much food. But with sharing 10 different tabs between the two of us, I am so beyond full and sugared out at the moment. It's insane. But oh my gosh, it's so good. So happy we came. Definitely coming back to Taste of Knott's when it opens. So about that statement about being too much food, I am almost about to puke because I have so much food in my system. Caitlin's just eating the cookie witch like it's nothing though. And a full sausage by herself. And all the other food. And the gumbo mostly by herself. Like, the heck, man. I'm full as all can be. And Caitlin's just like, oh yeah, give me another cookie witch, you know. Speaking of rides that are sitting dormant as well, Silver Bullet just above head. I would love to get on this thing too. Ah, crazy. We'll just have to wait though. Hopefully soon. But if for some reason you're looking for seating, there's a ton of seats over by Silver Bullet. Like, this is insane. I don't think they'll ever need this many seats, to be honest. It's crazy. At least right now, there's been barely any crowds, which has been phenomenal for us. We haven't waited for anything, but we also did show up on a Friday at about 1 p.m. It's now 3:35 and we're about to head out. We got 10 items done in that short a time. It's awesome. Now going out the way we usually come in, underneath the Cobra roll. Kind of crazy to be back. Very, very grateful to be back though. Even if it's just for food, which I gotta say was delicious, and you should definitely come to Taste of Knott's if you can. But as many of you know, Taste of Calico actually sold out almost entirely, so I mean, if there's any tickets left by the time this video comes out, make sure to go check it out. But if you can't, make sure to check out Taste of Knott's, which starts in August, which is gonna be this, but bigger. I can't wait. But again, we gotta say goodbye, Ghost Town, at least for now. Hopefully we'll see you in another month's time. Can't wait. Wait a minute, this isn't Disneyland. Love this though, so cool. So as you can see, it's a little bit hot. Wearing a mask is a little bit of a task sometimes, walking around in that heat. Thankfully, we had no lines to wait in, so we were never standing in the sun. But if you are standing in the sun, I could see that being potentially a little bit of a problem because you could overheat a little bit. I'm overheating. We've turned the AC to the max in the car right now. I've still got food all over my face. It's just so delicious though. I would definitely recommend coming to Taste of Calico if you can. I don't know if every ticket is sold out yet. I think they're very close to that. If not, come to Taste of Knott's. It is going to be going on August through September, and it's going to be even bigger. They're going to include the entirety of the boardwalk section of the park and Fiesta Village, so they're going to have a heck of a lot more food options. And I believe it's $30 instead of $25, which this was. So, and I think that's really just due to staffing increase because they're going to have more staff if they operate a bigger area of the park. But oh my gosh, Taste of Calico, that was a heck of a lot of fun. Great to get back into the park. Would definitely recommend it. I mean, of course, follow every safety guideline possible because you should be wearing a mask. You should definitely be sanitizing as much as possible. And keeping your distance is a big thing. Now, I would say everything was kept really well, at least for safety precautions, except for maybe like lack of cleaning the tables. But we did see that happen a couple more times after I commented. And it wasn't as much as I would have probably liked, but I did see at least a couple people cleaning off tables. It's just there's a heck of a lot of tables, and people are going to be sitting at all different types because they're wanting to keep their distance from other people. But Caitlin, out of 5 total boysenberries, what would you rate the event?
I guess a 4, I would say. Like, I enjoyed going and stuff. The main negative was the heat.
Okay.
They couldn't control that.
Yeah, no, they can't control it being 100 degrees today.
No, they can't.
So, at least it was a dry heat. I know in Florida, humid heat is way worse. So it wasn't actually that bad as long as we were walking or we were in the shade. I didn't mind the heat too much. It's just when you stop in the sun, it got really bad. But I loved it. I would say probably a 5 out of 5 boysenberries overall. It was just so nice to get back to the park and to try all of their amazing food offerings. I can't wait for Taste of Knott's. I'm so excited. And of course, I can't wait to get back into these parks again. I miss it so much, and I'm hiccuping because of all the food I just scarfed down in 2 hours. But man, worth it, absolutely worth it. Had an absolutely amazing time. Man, I want to cry. It was so nice to get back in there. But thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the next ride.